Hello, gorgeous people. How are you today? You wonderful, wonderful people. Today I'm talking about a new phase. And I'm also talking about speaking out and the importance of speaking out. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So in one of my communications with the guys upstairs and the girls, and well, guys generic for girls and guys, yeah. They said that, I said, so how's everything going? Yeah, and they said, excellently. I said, how are you busy? And they said, we are very, very busy. We've never been so busy. Okay, and I said, so what's brought that about? What's brought about this busyness? And they said, well, it's a change of vibe that's happening in the world at the moment, the change of energy. And I said, so how does the change of energy make you more busy? What happens? And what they said was that and we've talked about this before, the energetic change, the energetic shifts that are happening create events. The events create questions in the people. Okay, people start to look and ask questions. And it's those questions that make the emissaries busy. So I said, well, how does that work? What do you mean? So they were saying, what happens is this. We live in a planet of free will, do we not? Although you wouldn't think so, would you? Eh? But truly, when you look back over the last couple of years, we were coerced into doing things, but it was always our choice. When you see about it, I know there were some cases where it wasn't, and that's going to be heavily paid for. But most of the times we had a choice, even if it meant the choice would put us in a very, very difficult situation. Okay, very difficult situation where we would be fined or where we'd lose our job or whatever. But we still had a choice. So they left this kind of tiny, tiny little gap. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, they played this free will card to its extreme degree, where people really didn't have free will. And there's such a thing as coercion, and coercion is seen as force. Yeah, even though you're not saying, you've got to do this or else. It's just like, you've got to do this or you're going to be a bad person. You've got to do this or we're going to take your job off you. You're going to do this or you're not going to get any money. So yes, however, getting back, we live in a free will planet. Now, the goodies follow that rule. They do follow that rule, which is that they must not intervene until they have permission. Okay? So the emissaries were explaining this, that when people ask a question, like, and we've all been there, what the hell is this all about? What the hell is going on in this world? What's something wrong? Okay? And when this question really comes from their soul, from the very innards, that is permission. So the emissaries are saying that's when they have permission to answer that question. And what they say is that when people ask these questions, and it's obviously, everything's interlinked, isn't it? This very, Schumann resonance is going absolutely wild. It's creating all of these, and I don't know whether it's the Schumann resonance just measures it. The energy's coming from the sun or wherever. It's creating all of these events that are happening, and they're spiraling kind of out of control, these events. This is making people ask questions from the soul. What the fuck is going on? That's when the emissaries step in. And they're allowed to manipulate. What they said was this, and I want to talk about manipulation. They said, we can then manipulate events to give the person the answer. That will then help them to start the waking up process. Okay? So, manipulation is, I just said it the other day, and I think it was to my wife, and she said, oh, that's not very nice. Oh no, or maybe it was a Clyde. Manipulation is absolutely fine. There is nothing wrong with manipulation. Why do I say that? Because every single interaction that we have with somebody is an interaction of manipulation. We are trying to manipulate them, they are trying to manipulate us. Manipulation is neither good nor bad. It's all about the intention. Okay? When I'm working with a client, I'm working my socks off to manipulate that client to feel better. Yeah? So manipulation, what is manipulation? It's getting a bit of clay and molding it into something else. That's what manipulation is. Yeah? So it isn't bad or good. It just is. So what happens is that when people ask these questions, the emissaries can step in and start to manipulate the fabric of reality in their way to give the person the answers. How many times has that happened? And truly, we could use this. If you have a question, you want to know something, speak it out loud, speak it out to the universe, and the universe will give you the answer. It will manipulate reality to give you the answer. It's just the way that it works. So I said to the emissaries, can we help? You don't always want it. Can we help? What can we do to speed this up? They said two things. They said, work on your own vibration, work on your energy level, work on your vibe. Why? Because the higher our vibe, the more that we create events. Events are created with our vibe. Okay, so we're all part of this. We're all one. You know, it's not something outside of us. We are the vibe. So we have to keep our vibe high. How do we do that? Well, we know. You know, make sure that you ingest it, make sure that you take in clean, high vibe stuff. And that's what you're going to resonate. If you take in low vibe, dirty stuff, and I don't mean dirty as in porn, I mean just dirty stuff, you know, like dirty energy, that's what you're going to vibrate. All right, so that's all that we have to do. They also said, speak out. All right, and this is not the first time that they've said this. But can you remember when they told me at the beginning, they said, we want you to start speaking out? And I said, I haven't even got an audience. I mean, my audience won't listen to this anyway, but it's only small. And they said, it doesn't matter. It's the speaking that actually is important. It's the verbalizing. So that's what they were saying, that what we need to do as a collective is to start to speak out. My suggestion is this: get a channel. If you feel that you've got something to say, get a channel and start, you know, Telegram group or YouTube even, you know, why not, or BitChute, and just start speaking out. Start speaking your truth, speaking out. What that does is that sends off a vibrational signature, yeah, an energetic signature, and that adds to the collective. Yeah. So it doesn't matter if you only have one person listening to you. If it's only you, it doesn't matter, because the act of speaking is what energizes the universe. It isn't the act of listening, it's the act of speaking. Okay? So just do that. At the beginning, when I did this, I said to myself, as a way of justifying what I was doing, I said, if I can help one person, then that's all that matters. Okay? And that one person that's been helped is me, because I feel so much better for doing this. However, other people are involved now, and it's beautiful. Yeah. So try that. Try speaking out. And if you don't want to do a channel, speak out. Go out in the country, walk your dog, go for a walk, and speak out. Speak your truth out. Speak it out to the universe. It's going to help. So then my next question was, can we help in other ways? Always practical. Can we give the people who are asleep, can we help them with the questions? Can we give them questions? And the emissary said, no. They said, no. The questions that work have to be their questions, and they have to come from inside. External questions outside, going in, don't work for them, because they're our questions, and therefore the emissaries don't have permission to answer that. It's got to be their questions. Yeah. And that's why you see when we talk to people who are asleep, they can't hear us, they don't want to hear us, because that's not their stuff, that's not their vibe. It's got to come from them. So just let them do the stuff. Let them go through the shit. Let them suffer. Right? I say that with a wry smile on my face. Let them suffer, the bastards. Because they've made us suffer. But no, it's not like that. It's not their fault. They're asleep. They don't know anything. Yeah, it's all happening around them. They're completely asleep. However, then they have to wake up. somebody was saying to me the other day in a comment, it's not fair that the sleeping people aren't suffering. They're not suffering because they're asleep to it. It's us, the wicked people, that are suffering. And it's true. It's true. However, they've got to wake up, right? And it's the waking up. Now imagine we've had time. Even the people who woke up 2 years ago, we've still had time to assimilate everything. Imagine waking up and having it all put on one plate. The whole shebang on one plate. That is suffering. So no matter what happens, they're going to have to pass through their suffering. They've got to go through their hero's journey. So don't worry about it. They won't miss out. All right? They won't just come awake and then step into paradise. No. They've got to do their suffering as well. That's the process. There's no way around it. Okay? So that's it. Speak out. Speak out your truth, even if it's just to the universe. Doesn't matter. Speak it out. Keep your vibe high. Ingest only good, clean, spiritual, high vibe information. Reject the rest. What's the point? What is the point of swirling around in the shit? You just step out and you feel shitty. No, swirl around in the nice. But I'm not talking about just, find a balance. Find what resonates with you. That's basically it. Find the stuff that resonates with you and then immerse yourself in that. And the stuff that doesn't, the stuff that makes you frightened, the stuff that makes you feel anxious, avoid it like the plague. Why would you want to put yourself through that? Okay? So there you are. That's the message from the emissaries, and let's see what happens. Let's keep this vibe going, eh? Let's keep this vibe going. I mean, the world is going crazy. It is going off its fucking rocker at the moment, isn't it? I mean, everywhere that I look, it's just absolutely mad. Like mad. The newspaper headlines are mad. Do you know what Pedro Sanchez, the president of Spain, did a couple of weeks back? He said in a talk, I'm taking off my tie, right, to save energy. Okay? I'm taking off my tie to save energy. And I suggest that all of the other ministers take off the ties to save energy. Now, he didn't say this is a metaphor, it's symbolic. No, he just said, I'm taking off my tie to save energy. What's that about? What is that about? In what way does taking off your tie save energy? If anything, you're using a bit more because you're taking it off. Bizarre. I took my tie off a lot of years ago when I stopped working for the man, and I haven't really put a tie on since, and I don't miss it. However, that's my choice. I didn't do that to reduce energy. However, each to their own. In this crazy, crazy world, stay straight, stay focused, keep the vibe high, and I love you all. See you later. Bye-bye.